It was my pleasure last night to take the divine service at West Wickham Spiritualist Church. And of course, it was November the 5th, what we call Bonfire Night in the UK, where people let off fireworks and have bonfires to remember Guy Fawkes back in Tudor times, who tried to burn down the Houses of Parliament. And this tradition has carried on throughout the years, where people let off fireworks in memory of that, some sort of tribute, I suppose. And during my address at the church, I had been inspired to talk about focus and paying attention, and were we focusing on our soul's desire, our relationships in life, our relationships with the spirit world, and our relationship with God. And to pay attention to what we're focusing on, or are we purely focused on this physical life? Anyway, as I just finished my address and went to sit down, there was also a mighty bang outside, and it was obviously fireworks being let off locally. And I jumped a bit and everybody laughed, and I sat down. And then after the next hymn, it was my turn to give the demonstration of survival. And occasionally throughout the demonstration, there were these huge bangs where people were letting off fireworks. And I came to realise that the subject of my address had been quite relevant, to do with focus, because I was having to focus on my spirit communicators much more intently than maybe I would normally, because of all of the distractions that were going on outside because of these fireworks. And I came to realize that maybe at some earlier stage in my mediumship awareness and development, that my focus wasn't always capable of being that strong. I remember back in the day when I was trying so hard to convince myself that I was a medium, or prove to myself that I was a medium. When I would get pieces of evidence correct, I would almost lose my link, because I'd be so stunned, I'd be so amazed that something was right. Or if something was unusual, and I shared an unusual piece of information and the sitter said yes to me, I would often not be able to carry on with the communication, because I'd distracted myself with being right and lost my focus. But over time, the one thing that has helped me with this is developing the sitting in the power practice, being able to focus on staying in the power with my spirit companions, my guides, whatever you want to call them, feeling the power of my own soul and that of the spirit world as a whole, but without actually communicating with them. So we gradually learn to build our focus, paying attention to being in that power for extended periods of time, so that we can not lose focus in communication, so that we can recover our tracks when we break focus, and that we can stay in that power for longer and longer, so that we can give longer demonstrations of mediumship. Maybe up to 90-minute demonstrations is the standard time in the UK for a demonstration of mediumship. Or maybe when there are distractions like fireworks, or even within the congregation, people stand up, they go to the loo, people's phones accidentally go off, and it can put you off if you can't maintain your focus. I have a free guided sitting in the power meditation, which is available in my bio here on Instagram, but I will also put a link to it in the description box of this video, where you can listen to my guidance about the sitting in the power practice, but then over time get used to doing it without the guidance. Build your focus over time, spend longer and longer in the practice, so that when those distractions come within your mediumship, you can quickly regain your focus, whether that be fireworks, whether that be the people, whether that be whatever. Build that focus so that you are not distracted and you can stay fully, give your attention fully to your communicator and stay in that moment with them.